What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and as much as I love Beyond Omega Level, we need a new series. Leave some comments down in the comment section and let me know of a new series that we should create. But what's going on? And we are back again with another edition of Beyond Omega Level, where we break down the most powerful characters in comics. And today, we're focusing on a character who is as absurdly powerful as he is stupid looking. I mean, seriously, this has got to be one of the most poorly designed characters that we've ever covered in this series. But regardless, today we're covering Zom, who's just, well, you guys will realize how powerful he is. So Zom was created by Stan Lee and Maurice Severin and first appeared in Strange Tales number 156 in 1967. And at that time, Strange Tales was the series where you would find the adventures of Doctor Strange, and Zom is closely tied to one of Strange's most iconic villains, a guy named Dormammu. Now, since we don't know any details about Zom's origin, instead, we'll be talking about his introduction into the Marvel Universe, which comes about as a result of a battle between Doctor Strange and Dormammu's sister Umar. So Umar had basically returned from being banished to another dimension by her brother Dormammu a few issues before Zom showed up. And she says the reason Dormammu banished her in the first place was that he was jealous that she was more powerful than he was. So if we took Umar at her word, we can conclude that she is herself beyond an Omega level threat. But because Dormammu definitely is, and she claims that she's more powerful, it makes sense. So she may warrant her own video in this series later on. If you guys really want to see that, then let me know. But regardless, Umar returns and terrorizes Doctor Strange for a handful of issues, and as powerful as he is, and keep in mind that Doctor Strange used to be a lot more powerful in the comics than he is now, he, along with his mentor, the Ancient One, are unable to defeat her. So they get desperate for anything that'll allow them to win, and the Ancient One teleports Strange to a world beyond all worlds and tells them that they have no chance against Umar on their own. And suddenly a vase appears that Strange refers to as the legendary Amphora. Now, the Ancient One tells Strange that within the Amphora is an entity called Zom, and he's basically imprisoned there. And at first, Strange is shocked because he thought Zom was simply a myth, but the Ancient One assures him that Zom is real and has been imprisoned for ages by Eternity himself. Now, while Zom was imprisoned by Eternity, what was this guy doing? You guys know what's coming. I can tell you exactly what it was Zom was doing while he was locked away in this vase. He was playing Heroes of Lithos, or technically Bloodline Heroes of Lithos is what it's referred to. And I gotta tell you guys, one, I've been looking for a new mobile game to play, and two, I'm glad these guys hit me up because this game has one of the most unique features of any mobile game that I've ever played. So at the outset, this game has what you've come to expect from mobile games, which is to say that it's a card-based fantasy RPG with 3D realistic graphics. I mean, the graphics look insane, but this game has a ridiculously unique feat. So check this out. One of the things that you can do is, while you can bring different companions that can be your companion and so on and so forth, you can also produce heirs. So you can choose your own race, and then you can choose a companion of a different race, and then you can merge your bloodlines. And what you'll do is you'll basically produce an heir, and that heir will be a combination of both of your bloodlines. Now, it's not arbitrary. The nature in which your heir functions is a direct result of how you raise it and what bloodlines you've merged to create that heir, but your heir can in turn go on and marry heroes on its own and then produce different bloodlines based on that, right? So literally it just kind of gets passed on and passed on. It's really cool. You get to like create your own evolution of heirs, and there's no limit to what you guys can do. This feature alone was enough for me to get into it. I was like, okay, I want to see how far this stretches. So having said that, make sure you guys check the link in the description, or you can scan the QR code that's showing on the screen right now, and you can use my gift code in the description to get in-game rewards. So you'll get 1 champion token and then 100 diamonds, which is really, really cool. So make sure you guys check that out, and let's get back into our video. So, with Zom having been locked away by Eternity right off the bat, if Zom is a big enough threat that Eternity thought he needed to be locked away forever, we know we're dealing with an incredibly powerful guy, a notion that the Ancient One confirms when he states that although Zom is the only entity that can defeat Umar, the cure may end up being worse than the sickness if Zom is released. Nevertheless, Strange decides that he has no choice but to liberate Zom, which he does, and as he breaks forth from his prison, Zom exclaims, "Let the world within and the worlds without tremble in their orbits. Zom lives again." So immediately we know that Zom's ready to just start screwing stuff up immediately after being freed. And he even says that he plans to shatter world after world with ease. Now, predictably, Zom tries to kill Doctor Strange, but Strange basically runs away and leads Zom right to Umar, who proclaims that his power dwarfs her own. And we also learn that in order for Eternity to imprison Zom, Zom first had to be bound by Dormammu. So it took the collective effort of 2 Beyond Omega level characters to imprison this guy. So Umar tries to fight Zom for like a few seconds, and then she just pieces out. I mean, she literally says, "This is useless, I'm just gonna vanish," and then disappears. So this villain, who's more powerful than Dormammu, just runs away instead of fighting Zom. But with the threat of Umar neutralized, Zom decides that he must have a victim, so he sets his sights on Doctor Strange and the Ancient One. And after slaying them, he vows to destroy all mankind before moving on to destroy other worlds. Now, as soon as the battle begins, the Ancient One realizes the only move he has is to sacrifice himself and transfer all his power to Doctor Strange. Before he dies, however, he tells Doctor Strange that the secret to defeating Zom is the Forelock, and this is where things go off the rails. So after being momentarily confused as to what his master was talking about, Strange deduces that the Forelock refers to the strands of hair on the front of Zom's head, basically his bangs. So Strange flies up to Zom and uses his amulet to slice off Zom's bangs, or as Zom calls it, his mystic top knot. Now, even with the Forelock severed, Strange is no match for Zom, but the reason removing it was key to victory is that the removal of the Forelock summoned the Living Tribunal, and this was the first time we'd ever seen the Tribunal. And if you're not familiar with him, I have done a video on him already that you can basically check out. But essentially, he's the most powerful entity in Marvel Comics, except for the one above all, and anybody else that Marvel just arbitrarily decides is more powerful. The Beyonders, the Molecule Man Owen Reese, the FedEx guys who actually deliver packages on time for a change. But the Living Tribunal's purpose is to maintain balance in the universe, and he sees Zom and decides that he must be returned to his prison, and then declares that Doctor Strange must face the Tribunal's judgment for unleashing a force that threatens the worlds beyond. So the next time we see Zom is on another occasion many years later, when once again Doctor Strange believes releasing him is the only way to save the world. Now, this was during the events of World War Hulk, which saw the Hulk return to Earth after being sent to another planet against his will, falling in love, getting married, only to see his wife killed when the spaceship that took him there explodes. So he comes back to Earth, pissed off as he's ever been, to get revenge on the ones who sent him away, one of which is Doctor Strange, of course this group being the Illuminati. Now, after Strange tries to reason with the Hulk breaks his hands, and once again leaves Doctor Strange desperate for a solution to a global threat. Now, it's worth pointing out, this version of Hulk, typically called Worldbreaker Hulk, is arguably the most powerful version of the Hulk that we've ever seen, with the exception of the Heart of the Monster Hulk, and definitely was the most powerful that he'd ever been up to that point. But regardless, Strange once again decides to release the power of Zom, but this time he breaks the contents of the Amphora, imbuing himself with Zom's power. Then we get an epic battle between Doctor Strange being amped by Zom's abilities and the Hulk, and at first, Strange is wiping the floor with this guy. However, when Strange has a crisis of conscience that he put regular people in danger, Hulk capitalizes on this distraction and then beats him to a pulp. But the fact that merely the essence of Zom was able to overpower this version of the Hulk is, in and of itself, a testament to Zom's insane power, especially when we realize that this is only a fraction of Zom's original power. But after Strange is defeated, Zom's essence leaves him and searches for a new host, first settling on the Hulkbuster armor, which was equipped with an antimatter device that could destroy basically the entire world. Eventually, a weakened Zom possesses Amadeus Cho and is imprisoned once again when Cho is knocked unconscious. But Zom would resurface again during the events of Chaos War, which saw the Chaos King kill Nightmare and banish Death herself from the universe. But during the course of this conflict, it's revealed that there was apparently a part of Zom's essence that remained with Doctor Strange, and the Chaos King frees it and allows Zom to once again possess Steven. Now, Zom is able to quickly dispatch the Hulk and sets off in search of a woman named Marlo Chandler, the ex-wife of Rick Jones, whose body contained a piece of Death within it. But when Zom finds Marlo, she releases Death, which seemingly kills Zom. And then after that, we haven't really seen or heard from him since, but he definitely belongs in the Beyond Omega level category as a mystical demon that seems to be comparable to some of the cosmic entities in terms of power. But let me know what you guys think, right? Do you guys think Zom is an interesting villain? Do you guys want to see him in the MCU? And make sure you guys give me some ideas for some videos. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all later. Peace.